Brendan from More Skills Bushcraft here. How you doing today? Time to show you my new toy that's going to be replacing my axe and my saw for the year. So stay tuned and I'll show you what it is and show you all the specs about it. So what is this monstrosity I have in front of me? This here is what you call a Kukri or Nepalese Kukri. She is 14 inches long, the blade is 10 inches long, and the spine is 1/4 of an inch thick. She's made of 5160 spring steel and made in Nepal by Nepalese Handicraft Zone. As you can see, we've still left the forging process, the blackening on it, and all that's been sharpened is the blade. So yeah, I figured this year let's just replace my axe and saw with this, and of course just travel a bit lighter, chop up some smaller wood, because you don't always need large logs for a fire. So I figured this would be a good addition to my skills. So that's the main Kukri. I'll show you how that chops and stuff in a minute. What else do you get with the main Kukri? You get a smaller utility knife, which is used for smaller jobs that the Kukri can't do. This is called a carder, or single edge knife. It's made of the same steel as the Kukri there. This little one here is called a checkmate. This is actually, funny enough, a lot of people don't know what these little knives are for. This one here is actually to hone your blades. So what you do is you hold on to your knife, your Kukri, and then you work it up the edge from tip to your groove here. And that basically hones your blade and takes away any burrs or any little tapers that you have left over from sharpening or from using it. So that's just a little bit of information for you. Yeah, the Gurkha Kukri is typically traditionally carried by the Gurkhas, who are part of the British Army, and they have been for 200 years now, as it was their anniversary recently. They come from Nepal. Due to their fighting prowess against the British during the British's conquest of India and all that area, we basically said to them, "Oh, do you want to come and fight for us? Because you guys are kind of hard as nails, and you killed a lot of our guys. So yeah, could you come and fight for us?" And they did, and thankfully they're still with us today, 200 years on. I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes. An awesome bit of history. If you're interested in more, look it up. They're an incredible bunch of guys. I was fortunate to work with a few, and they were wicked. If anyone's wondering what this glue is for, right there, it's a little bit to do with tradition. And the other part of it is because this knife is used not only for killing people or woodwork, it's also used for cooking. It stops the blood running down the blade and onto the handle, so it stops your handle from getting slippery when you're using it. This one also came with a beautiful sheath. I added a couple of belt loops onto it, but there's the sheath there. Of course, you see the two the carder and the checkmate holes there, and of course the main Kukri goes on the inside there. Whole thing's made of wood, and it's wrapped in leather. Very solid construction. I also made a couple of extra belt loops for it because the sheath is right-handed. It's meant to be worn on the left here. So when you draw your Kukri, I'll show you now. Actually, I'll do a proper demonstration. So when you're wearing it on your left, you're meant to grasp onto the sheath, come out there like that. So that's how you're meant to do it. That's all good. But I'm a lefty. Doesn't work that way. I can't pull it out that way and go do some magical tricks with it in the air. So I figured instead of decimating the sheath, and messing around the sheath, I figured let's make some belt loops. So I made a couple of leather belt loops so I can wear it on my back, just here. And she hangs off my back just like that. So now I can just draw it straight out. Yeah, so that's the introduction to my Kukri right there. Let's see how she performs right now. We'll do some chopping techniques, we'll do some whittling techniques, and we'll do some other finer stuff too. Okay, so I'm just going to do some little medial tasks. I need a flat surface to attempt to split this log on. So let's do that. Let's hack at this. I'm going to come on my weak side here and just chop some chunks out of this log. Definitely chops. As you can see, definitely chops nicely. Next, let's split this in. Let's split this. See how she splits. Oh. Can't fault that. That's a 3-inch. That's a 3-inch thick piece of wood right there. It's a piece of hardwood too. Oh, that was my miss. Still getting used to the way this thing moves, so I was off a little bit there. Right in half again. So she chops. Let's finish this off. There we go. Alright, does she feather? This is the question. Definitely getting some nice fine shavings. So she feathers too. I'm not going to go make a whole feather stick with this, but oh yeah, she feathers beautifully, look at that. What else have we got? What else have we got? Let's do some chopping. Piece of wood on the floor here. Alright, so we got a dead standing tree here. Let's see if the Kukri can drop it. Firstly, I'm going to see if I can shake off the top, because that top is very loose. No, I can't. Right. I'm going to pull the colour this way. See what this baby can do. As you can see, I got it on the back sheet here. What I'm going to do my notch, my initial pie cut, facing where I want it to go. You want to get in there and see that, Josh?
Mm-hmm. That's freaking really nice there.
You can get in close to see it. In close. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another one, just up a little higher than this one. This should go. Yeah, come out here, see me get me chop. Get closer so we cut in. She bites beautifully. Come on here, get hot holding wood. Starting to lean.
Timber!
Chain pure Gurkha Kukri. Solid. 5160 spring steel. Beautiful. Beautiful looking knife. I've been dubious about the rat tail tang that's inside this handle, but so far you can see there, this is friggin' either maple or ironwood. I'm not entirely sure, I think it's maple. Can't really argue with that, can you? So, okay, so to finish off, we gotta see if this thing held an edge. So I'm gonna grasp it, choked up the blade a little bit. Still feathers the stick beautifully, so it still holds a lovely edge. Ah! This is Nick from Raw Skills Bushcraft Survival Adventures. Thank you for joining me today. This is the Gurkha Kukri. Please like, share and subscribe as always. Check out my Patreon page too. Catch you again.